Good morning and welcome to Arsenal Domination, where I want to sort of talk about how Arsenal may well approach the season tactically. I spoke yesterday about the good and the bad of pre-season, but that led me to think about how Arsenal set up tactically. What we saw in the early pre-season games was very similar to last season, sort of that horseshoe, that 4-3-3, inverting left back, sort of looking to cross the ball in without necessarily much reward, very slow, very ponderous build up. And I think we'll see that at times this season from Arsenal. Um, I think Mikel Arteta is still a believer in control, very similar to um, sort of the Pep Guardiola that he, of course, learned from. But I think what we will see with this new personnel is that while the attack will still focus very much on, or the game plan will very much focus on control, you could well see that control speed up a little bit to help exploit spaces. And we saw that at times. And Martin Zubimendi is, of course, crucial to that. But we saw Madueke sort of be a part of that with some direct running. Calafiori, actually, in that game against Bilbao, sort of almost moving into a midfield position. Arsenal being slightly less predictable from that central midfield position last year. Rice would go forward from the 8 position. Partey would sort of be the holding 6. Martin Odegaard then at times became isolated. He lost all confidence last year. He will move the ball quicker. So I think you sort of will see sort of that control and that 4-3-3 still be a tactic that's used quite a lot this season. And it worked quite effectively 2 years ago because it had that sort of speed that it didn't have last year. But what I thought was interesting was Arsenal almost sort of played a 4-2-3-1 against Bilbao. That got Odegaard closer forward. That got Gyökeres further towards the centre halves. And I think that is very much playing to Gyökeres' strengths. And I think that will take a period of adaptation as well. We sort of saw Liverpool struggle at times to adapt to their new way of playing yesterday. And I think Arsenal will have similar, but that's not uncommon for sides in the early season. But this 4-2-3-1 actually did see more down the left. Martinelli did look a little bit better. He's really struggled this pre-season, no question about it, but he did look a bit better. Calafiori got closer to him. It'll be interesting to see if they do similar if Miles Lewis-Skelly starts at Old Trafford, or whether it will be Calafiori, because he did really help Martinelli look better. Rice and Zubimendi exchanging who went forward sort of as a double pivot really sort of made us less predictable, and we attacked more down the left, and that provided balance. And I think we know how strong that right hand side is for Arsenal. That left hand side did look a little bit better. There's much more work to do, but Arsenal, I think the word here is going to be unpredictability. They can set up in different ways. They've got different options off the bench, direct runners or passing or control. And I think that will make Arsenal better this season, but we'll see how it goes.